system, all this shit money. This very, all this shit ran off money. All this shit not me, and it's very demonic.
It's the mind industry that I chose to be a part of. So it's like I accepted, I run with it.
So, Yaya Mayweather just shook the internet. Out of nowhere, she hopped online and started dropping hints that Youngboy NBA didn't just climb to fame through talent or controversy. She's saying there's a darker story, a story about sacrifice. And listen, she's not talking about the metaphorical kind. She's talking about real people around him disappearing, suffering, or being destroyed just as his career hit new levels. The wildest part is that once you start lining up the timelines, the interviews, the cryptic posts, it actually starts to make sense. So here's the question people can't stop asking. Was Yaya just being messy, or was she exposing the darkest truth about his career? Before we get into all the receipts fans have lined up against YB, we have to talk about what really sparked this whole thing. It all started when this photo of him and Skay Jackson from his recent Los Angeles tour stop went viral and had people speculating about them. The comments blew up with people shipping both of them, and it didn't take long for those rumors to get to Yaya Mayweather. And when she found out, she flipped. But this time, she didn't try and get into a fight with Skay like she normally would. She went straight for YB and started reposting cryptic messages on Instagram. Stuff like, "They don't see the blood on your hands, but I do." And another one about him trading real love for darkness. Fans quickly started connecting the dots, and it didn't take long for them to figure out that she was talking about Youngboy NBA. Once they made that connection, everything that Youngboy had been doing for the past few years suddenly started to make sense. Yaya's main beef was with the fact that every time he hits a new height in his career, someone around him either falls ill, dies, or ends up in jail. She even hinted at his many kids and baby mamas as part of the ritual required of him to become rich and famous in the industry. But what really made all this hit home for the fans was the fact that Youngboy himself has confirmed all this during his ongoing MASA tour. For those who haven't been following the tour, it looks like something straight out of a horror movie. Now, this tour is the first time YB is performing in almost 2 years due to his legal issues, so fans have been super locked in and not even catching any of the red flags. The caskets, the headstones, how the dancers are dressed. A lot of people felt like it screamed sacrifice, and it made Yaya's claims seem even more credible. At the Dallas opener of his tour, concert footage shows YB making one of the most unsettling entrances of his career. He was lowered onto the stage inside a coffin, while dancers carried headstones around a set designed like a cemetery, even with an angel statue in the corner. Fans who watched that clip said the whole scene felt more like a ritual than a performance. But here's the thing, according to insiders from YB's camp, these things are symbolic, representing the death of YB's past self that was chained down by legal troubles and prison, and the rebirth of his current self, bolder and freer. However, that's not exactly how people who actually went to the concert described it. In the concert clips that have gone viral online, people have been dropping comments about how the vibe felt off throughout, like something sinister was in the air. Then came that one fan comment flipped the whole narrative. The comment went viral with dozens of likes and described it this way: "I recently went to the concert, and at first, I felt motivated hearing his older songs that spoke about struggles and never giving up. But toward the end of the show, the vibe shifted. It started to feel darker. I felt drained, almost like my energy was being absorbed. The lyrics went from uplifting to being about murder, killing, and constantly mentioning demons. The change instantly affected my mood. That reaction set the tone for what many others agreed they felt. A shift from inspiration to something sinister." And remember, this is what Yaya is alleging, and it's what people online are piecing together. But that wasn't even the creepiest part. What makes it even scarier is the number of young people in the audience. Teenagers, sometimes even preteens, rapping each song bar for bar. It's the exact same thing that industry insiders have spent years trying to warn people about, how Hollywood thrives on stealing energy from young people. But if you thought that was the worst of it, then wait till you hear about the people around Youngboy whose lives suddenly upended right around the time he started making waves. That's where the pattern is. To give you some context, Youngboy's rise was not clean. As you guys know, his career is littered with chaos. Arrests, shootings, beefs, drama with multiple women. But every time something dark happened, instead of falling off, his numbers went up. Let's talk specifics. Remember when his brother NBA Big B was shot a few years back? Plus, it turns out that someone actually died during that incident. Big B was with a 19-year-old guy named Altrin Dukes that night, who unfortunately lost his life. Police later reported that on that same night, 4 different people were shot dead, a record number, even for a place that has a high crime rate. Right around this time, Youngboy dropped music that broke streaming records. People thought it was a coincidence, but Yaya's words now make that tragedy look different. Then there's the death of G-Money, the Baton Rouge rapper, who was YB's biggest rival. What many people don't know about them is that they grew up together in the same Baton Rouge neighborhood. So, long before they became ops, they were childhood friends. After G was killed, a guy named NBA Pap, one of YB's associates, was arrested and later indicted on second-degree murder. Coincidentally, Youngboy's buzz exploded nationwide not only after G was killed, or was it really a coincidence? Because we also can't forget Lil Dave, another affiliate who was locked up, then mysteriously gone from the picture. Around the same time, Youngboy started getting mainstream coverage he never had before. Fans didn't miss the pattern, and they believed it was weird that every time someone close gets cut off, locked away, or taken out, Youngboy levels up. And that's when people stopped laughing. But it's not just street politics. Even in his relationship, something similar shows up. Think about how Yaya herself spiraled, arrested, humiliated, isolated, while Youngboy only grew bigger. As y'all know, Yaya and Youngboy have a son together, but they had that child in the middle of probably one of the most toxic situations either of them would ever have to deal with. Youngboy literally drove Yaya so crazy that she ended up getting into a fight with one of the women he was messing around with named Cecilia, who also claimed to be pregnant for YB. During that altercation, another woman tried to step in and get them to stop fighting, but Youngboy pulled her away before she could do anything. And it's not like he pulled her away so he could end the fight by himself. No, he just stood there and watched Yaya embarrass herself for him. If this doesn't scream humiliation ritual, then I don't know what does. Just when you think it can't get any worse, Yaya raised the stakes again when she allegedly stabbed Youngboy's baby mama, La Patra, during a dispute. Luckily, she survived the attack, but Yaya got arrested, pleaded guilty, and was sentenced to 6 years in prison. So when Yaya says Youngboy has blood on his hands, people are replaying all these timelines and realizing this wasn't random. But wait, it gets even worse. After Yaya's claims about Youngboy went viral, fans started pressing her to explain even more. But it was like she was being careful not to say too much, because even she knows that her father won't be able to protect her if it all goes south. But she didn't just let it go without dropping some hints, like reposting old interviews of Youngboy where he admits that the industry is demonic, and that is exactly what he signed up for. In a resurfaced interview that fans keep replaying, Youngboy looks spaced out, almost detached, but he still admits on camera that the industry is devilish and that he had to make personal sacrifices to stay in it. That line has been clipped and reposted everywhere, with fans calling it a confession he never expected would resurface now.
Which ones?
Like the
Religious?
yeah.
As I see it, I just grab it. Man, this shit here the money. This whole industry, this whole system, all this shit money. It's very, all this ran off money, all this do not mean nothing. It's very demonic. This whole music industry is very demonic. As I saw the crosses in the Jesus piece, I just grabbed it. It really don't mean nothing. And as I say, this money, I'm very demonic. Man, there's a lot of devils that's coming in and out my door. So I'm a child of God. You see my Jesus piece, you see my crosses. So as I tell you, this very demonic and scary around here, I'm talking about this coming in and out my doors, what I'm trying to protect myself from. So as I see the Jesus piece or the crosses, I just grab it.
Another clip from a different sit-down interview shows Youngboy speaking more clearly. He says he knew exactly what he was doing when he chose the artist's life, describing himself as something he couldn't name.
You said that music, like in terms of getting paid, it's like the biggest thing in owning all your art.
Yeah, because it's the mind industry that I chose to be a part of. So it's like I accept that I run with it, but don't be a dominant at the same time. You gotta understand they're using me as entertainment, and this shit becomes self-destruction too. Because I ain't no entertainer. You know, some shit can be spoke on, why? Man, but that shit is to be continued.
Is in terms of like
Every time too much money.
Viewers who saw that clip said it didn't sound like confidence. It sounded like someone admitting he'd crossed a line he couldn't explain. Suddenly, all the rumors about industry sacrifices, the ones people usually laugh off, didn't feel funny anymore. Because if Yaya, the mother of his child, could be talking about them, then chances are they're more than just rumors. Right after these videos went viral on YouTube, people started talking about all the other things they dismissed before. The emptiness in his eyes, the way he dissociates during interviews. It was like the curtain had been pulled back and they finally saw him for who he was. After those interviews went viral, YouTube and TikTok comment sections lit up. One top comment put it bluntly, "Man, you can see the emptiness in him till it's sad. It only takes a second to notice it. I know that money feeds his family and got him out of poverty, so you gotta do what you gotta do. But me personally, I couldn't do it, especially on how I was raised. That lifestyle would eat my conscience up for real. God bless him though." Another one said, "Everyone already know he do rituals and sleep in coffins literally. He has multiple coffins inside his homes, every spot." Those comments weren't just trolling, they captured the exact fears Yaya's words had stirred up. Here's where the story takes a chilling turn. Right after Yaya started exposing him, she suddenly went quiet. No more tweets, no more lives, nothing. Her socials went dark, and now everyone's asking the same question. Did she say too much? Because think about it. If she's right and Youngboy really believes someone has to go every time his fame rises, then who's safer? The random affiliates or the ex who just tried to blow it all up? Fans are worried sick, with some even tagging Floyd Mayweather to protect your daughter before it's too late. And the craziest part? This isn't just about Yaya anymore. People are saying if she's telling the truth, then Youngboy's whole empire is built on something sinister. That his success wasn't luck or grind, it was bought in the darkest way possible. So now we're left with the big question. Did Yaya just put herself in the crosshairs of something even darker?